All right, we're live. Okay, so we're gonna get started in about 4 minutes. Whoever's out there, thanks for joining us. This is Alexis, this is my sister, she'll be our model. If you guys, there's a chat on the live, so if you guys have any questions throughout the class, you can type something during the class and I can answer it after. Or you can type something now if there's something that you want to work on, or if there's questions that you know you already have about yoga, maybe you want to send in those questions right now and I can touch upon them throughout the class. Cool. Maybe someone out there can give me a little bit of a sign that we're connected and that you can see me. Just a thumbs up. I think we're good. Are we good? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm getting a thumbs up that we're good. Cool. All right. So this is going to be an intro level class. But I'll offer you some options if you want to make it a little bit more advanced. Yay! Hey, Chris. Thank you. Thanks for the sign of life. But I'll give you some options if you want to make it a little bit more challenging or a little bit more advanced. Either way, an intro level class can be for all levels, just moving slowly, focusing on the breath, and making this about moving the body and turning your attention inward by focusing on the breath. So intro, all levels, it doesn't really matter. But either way, I'll give you options to modify if you need some more accessibility, or an option to make it more challenging if you want to push it a little bit stronger. Cool. I'm just waiting for the last possible minute. Yay, Sophie. Thanks for joining, guys. It makes me super happy. We're waiting to the last minute to get on Instagram Live because Instagram Live kicks you off after an hour. So kind of just prepping everything here on YouTube. Okay. Do you want to get us started on? She's my IT assistant. Oh, but you do need to move it. Why not? Okay. It's on your Instagram, right? Yeah. So if you guys want to get some props, we have a bolster and some blocks. So those might come in handy throughout the class. If you don't have blocks in your house, because why would you have blocks in your house? You can grab like books or something to like elevate your hands, or when you're sitting to elevate your hips. Or for bolsters, you can use pillows or cushions or anything you have around the house. If you don't have anything, that's totally fine. I'll offer you some other options. Jesus. Can you do it again? I lost it. All right, we're gonna get started in 1 minute. All right, so I'm gonna give Instagram people a chance to get on. Hey guys, we're gonna get started right now with an intro yoga class. So we'll get right into a comfortable seated position. So I hope you guys have created a nice space for your yoga practice this morning. Wherever you are, you're gonna come to a comfortable seated position. So I'm gonna give you some options to make this a little bit more comfortable. We'll be here for about the first 5 minutes of class. So if sitting on the floor gets uncomfortable for you sometimes, then maybe you wanna sit on a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster, like a proper yoga bolster, it's totally fine. You can use either a cushion or some pillows, or you can even sit on some blocks. So I'm gonna show you what it is to sit on some blocks, or just anything to elevate the hips. You can always use a chair too if that's more comfortable. Okay. Good. So this is good, especially if you have tight lower back, if you have tight hips. This makes it a little bit more comfortable to find a straight spine. So the main intention here is to find as straight a spine as possible without straining the muscles in the back. Yeah. So for those of you joining us now, my name is Monica. This is Alexis, my sister. She'll be demonstrating for us today. So find a comfortable seated position. You can bring your hands to your knees and close the eyes. We're going to start with some breathing, some conscious breathing to focus the mind and turn the attention inwards. Two of the main intentions with the yoga class. So your hands are soft, just gently resting on the knees. And feeling your pelvis and the sit bones. The sit bones are at the bottom of the pelvis, those two bony bones. Feel all of that sinking down into the mat. You feel the weight of the torso, the weight of the pelvis, pressing down into the ground. And then from there, you're lengthening through the spine. Good, reaching up through the crown of the head as you continue to let the hips sink down into the mat. And then relax the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthening through the neck. Relaxing the eyelids. Relaxing the eyebrows, the temples, the jaw, the lips. And come into the breath. So just watching the breath with the mind's eye as it moves in and out through the nose. Just observing. At this point, we're just observing the breath as it moves in through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing the quality of the breath, maybe like the temperature of the breath. Noticing the direction of the breath. So becoming aware of when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. Just kind of taking a mental note. I am breathing in on the inhale and I am breathing out on the exhale. Becoming really intimate with the breath, its details, its direction. Trying to keep the eyes closed as long as that feels safe and comfortable. Directing the attention inwards, using the breath. And actually feel the breath touching the insides of the nostrils. I'm starting to control the breath a little bit. Lengthening and deepening the breath. So now we're going to make the breath a little bit more active by lengthening the breath. And slowing it down. Taking deeper breaths in and deeper breaths out. So finding the full capacity of your lungs by expanding and contracting the rib cage. So making more space in the upper part of the torso to take deeper breaths. Good, we're going to take a few together. Staying focused on the breath while exhale, completely exhale, emptying the lungs. Keeping the straight spine, shoulders relaxed, don't collapse. And we'll inhale together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Don't be scared to make this active so you start to hear the breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly exhale. So slowly letting the breath out. Inhale, slowly taking the breath in. And exhale, slowly breathing out. Inhale, all the way down to the lower belly, and then filling up through the lungs, up through the clavicle bone. And then exhale, emptying the lungs, and then letting the lower belly go back towards the spine. A few more. Inhale, sending the breath down to the base of the pelvis and filling up to the clavicle bones. And exhale, slowly exhaling as the breath releases from the rib cage and from the lower belly. A couple more. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in, steady breath. And exhale, steady breath out. We're going to bring the palms to heart center. Good. Keeping the eyelids soft, the shoulders soft. We'll start with an Om together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale the hands back to your knees, gently open the eyes. Good, so hopefully that started you off on a good note, turning the attention inwards, steadying the mind by steadying the breath. Good, so this is my dog, Benji. He might be joining us here and there. Okay, so we'll start in a tabletop position. So come onto your hands and your knees. Good, we'll start just gently warming up the spine. So you're gonna inhale, drop the belly, reach the chest forward, look up. And exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone under. Good. Inhale, moving with the breath. It's really important in yoga that we move consciously with the breath. Exhale, press down to the shoulders, spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, looking up, arching the back. Exhale, good. Moving with the breath. Inhale, deep breath in, reach the chest forward, move the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, pull the lower belly in and round as much as you can. Again, inhale, moving with the breath. Exhale. Good, just take a couple more for these last two. Be aware of the movement of the pelvis. Inhale, the tailbone reaches up. Sit bones reach up. Exhale, now you tuck the tailbone under, tilting the pelvis forward. Good, this is really important, the position of the pelvis. Inhale. Notice the movement of the pelvis and how that affects the rest of the torso. Exhale, rounding. So that tucking of the tailbone under creates this whole rounding shape in the upper part of the torso. Again, inhale, one more. Exhale, good, relax the neck. We're coming to downward facing dog. So you're gonna tuck the toes and you're gonna reach the hips up into like an upside down V shape. Good, take a couple breaths here, deep breaths in and out through the nose, relax the neck. If you need to bend the knees here a little bit, you can. Focusing on reaching the hips up and back. Good, so as you bend the knees, you can even do this purposefully. Bend the knees, press into the hands and reach the hips up and back. Good, good. Keep that length in the spine as you straighten the legs as much as you can. And reach the heels down towards the floor. Good, take a deep breath here, inhale. And exhale, slowly start to walk the feet forward, as close as you can get them to the hands. Good, see she needed to come up onto her fingertips, that's totally fine. Bring the feet hip width distance apart. Good, and we're just gonna hang here for a couple breaths to start to release the spine, to release the lower back. Bend the knees if you need to here, especially if you're feeling any tension in the lower back. Good, you can grab onto opposite elbows, adding some weight into the torso, allowing gravity to bring the torso forward over the legs, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Good. On your next inhale, press down through the feet as you roll up through the spine. Keep the arms and the head heavy. Keep rolling up all the way to the top of the mat. Good, into Samasthiti. Top of the mat, feet together. Samasthiti is equal standing posture. It's like our default posture in yoga. It's what we come back to many times in our standing postures. So your feet are together. They're a little bit apart if that's more comfortable. A little bit apart if that's more comfortable. And you can bring the arms to the side. Or you can come the palms to heart center already if you'd like. And here for a moment, you can either close the eyes or gaze somewhere on the floor in front of you. So that'll be your drishti point. Finding the bottom of the feet. So tuning into the bottom of the feet and the connection of the bottom of the feet with the mat. It's a really subtle, really specific place that we're bringing the mind's attention to. The space where the bottom of the feet and the mat are meeting. And then you're going to evenly press down through all 3 points in each foot. So pressing down to the base of the big toe, through behind the pinky toe, and down to the center of the heel. Pressing evenly down through those 3 points in each foot. We're going to create a really solid foundation, which is going to become important in every single standing posture. Creating a foundation from the bottom up. Pressing down through the feet. And then engaging through the legs, lifting through the kneecaps to engage through the quadricep muscles, these big muscles in the front of the thighs. And as you keep pressing down through the feet, you're lifting up through the rest of the body, pulling in the lower belly and tucking the tailbone under. So that means the pelvis is going to tilt forward a little bit. So now you're familiar with the movement of the pelvis a little bit. Lengthening through the lower back, lengthening through the rest of the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down, and lifting through the center of the chest as you keep reaching up through the crown of the head. So as you're reaching up through the crown of the head, you're pressing down through the feet. Equal and opposite directions. We're moving energy in the body. We'll start with Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the arms over your head, palms touch, gazing up. You're still pressing down through the feet. Exhale, fold forward and bring the hands to the mat. So we're going to take this one really slow so I can give you some options. Here you can bend the knees if you need to, like Alexis is doing. Fingertips touching or the palms are flat on the mat. Relax the neck. Inhale into half lifts. So you're going to reach the chest forward, hands come to the shins, or you can just keep the fingertips on the floor. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, bring the palms flat on the mat, and step back into a plank. So you're going to hold the plank here. So if you know where you're going, don't go there. Hold the plank here for a couple of breaths. This is going to build a lot of strength in the body. The legs are really, really strong. You're slightly tucking the tailbone under so you can engage through the core, pressing down through the shoulders, spreading the shoulder blades away from each other, and moving the shoulders away from the ears. She's shaking. I really like it when she shakes. Okay, now you're going to lower the knees to the floor. Don't change anything in the upper part of the torso. Untuck the toes. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Slightly gazing forward. Exhale as you bend the elbows, keeping the shoulders pointing forward. Don't let the shoulders point down. Good. Okay. Good. Now we're going to do a little cobra. So inhale, lift the chest just a little bit. Press down to the tops of the feet, strong legs. Exhale, press into the hands, come into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes and reach the hips back and up. Downward facing dog. We'll be here for 5 breaths. 1, relaxing the neck so that you can gaze up towards the knees or towards the thighs. 2, remember deep, conscious, slow breathing. 3, press down through the base of the pointer finger. 4, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Good. 5, inhale, walk the feet forward as close as you can to in between the hands into the half lift position. Reach the chest forward, move the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, arms over your head, equal and opposite direction, pressing down through the feet, and reaching the arms over your head. Exhale, Samasthiti. Removing energy, removing the breath, removing the body. So keep those all consciously tied together. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch, gazing up. Tuck the tailbone under, press down through the feet. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat, relax the neck. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, step back into plank, strong plank. Exhale, now you can keep the knees lifted or you can lower them like we just did. Bend the elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, now we're gonna stay here for a moment and break down the upward facing dog. So first come into a Sphinx position. So your elbows come underneath the shoulders and you're just gonna prop your chest up. So bring your forearms to the floor. Good. And now move your elbows forward. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Good. So you're propping the chest up. Good. Relax the glutes, but engage the legs. Good. Yes. So your kneecaps should be lifted a little bit. You're pressing down to the tops of the feet, pointing the feet. And now here we want to create space through the front side of the body. Back bending. Even though we call it back bending, it's more like front stretching. We're stretching the front side of the body. So what you want to think about here is make sure the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. Yeah. So you want to think about here is creating space in the front side of the body. So you want to think about moving the rib cage away from the hips. So how can we do that? We create traction with your elbows. So think about like if you're dragging your elbows back towards your hips so that you can move the rib cage forward and create space to the front side of the body. Do you feel that? Yeah, so you're reaching the chest forward, reaching the rib cage forward by dragging the elbows back. Yeah? Do you feel that? Yeah. You can respond. Yeah. Good. So this is kind of like an energetic direction that we're creating with our back bending. Reaching and stay here. It's really active. Don't make this a passive posture. It's a really active posture. Keep the glutes relaxed, strong legs, pressing down through the feet, and drag the elbows back. Reaching the rib cage forward, away from the hips, creating space. Take a deep breath in. And slowly exhale, pressing the shoulders down, creating more space, reaching the chest forward. Good, okay, exhale, you can bring the hands underneath the shoulders. So replace your hands with where your elbows were, and then press back into tabletop. Good, tuck the toes and reach the hips up. Did that make sense? Yeah. Yeah? If it doesn't, tell me so I can explain it better. 1. Good. Find your breath. 2. Good. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the neck. 3. 4. You can make your down dog a little bit shorter. Bring your feet closer to your hands. Yes. 5. Inhale. Walk the feet to the top of the mat into the half lift position. Pull the lower belly in. Reach the chest forward. Exhale. Fold over the legs. Fold forward. Inhale. Arms over your head. Palms touch. Gazing up. Exhale. Samasthiti. Good. Again, same thing. Inhale. Arms over your head. Palms touch. Gazing up. Exhale. Fold forward. Hands to the mat. Inhale, half lift, look up, gaze up. Exhale, step back into plank. Find your plank, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend the elbows and keep the elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, into downward facing dog. Good. 5 breaths. 1, pulling the lower belly in, reaching the hips up and back. 2, slow, steady breathing. 3, strong legs, reaching the heels down to the floor. 4, 5, inhale, walk up to the top, into the half lift, reaching the chest forward, pull the lower belly in, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms over your head. Press down to the feet, palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, last one. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms touch, moving with the breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into plank. Take a deep breath in, strong legs, strong core. Press down to the shoulders. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga dandasana, shoulders away from the ears. Come down in one straight line. Inhale, upward facing dog. Reach the ribcage away from the hips, shoulders pressing down and back. Down and back. Exhale, downward facing dog, or you can take child's pose if you need to. I'll show you child's pose. You bring your chest towards your thighs and the forehead towards the mat. Find your breath. 1, pull the lower belly in, and you're taking deep breaths here. So expanding and contracting through the rib cage, using the rib cage to create more space for the breath. Deep breaths. 3, steady breathing. 4, 5, good. Inhale, walk the feet to the top. Into the half lift, pull the lower belly in, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, so you're going to start B, sun salutation B. Inhale, bend the knees into Utkatasana, chair pose. Palms touch, squeezing the knees together. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the mat, straightening the legs as much as you can. Inhale to half lift, lengthening. Exhale, bend the knees a lot, palms flat, step back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Remember, you could always lower the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Reach the rib cage away from the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward as close as you can in between the hands. If it comes only to the halfway part of the mat, that's okay. Lower the heel, lower the back heel. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the lower belly in, palms touch, gaze up. Good, strong left leg, bend into the right knee. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Inhale, find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, shoulders away from the ears, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog, pressing the shoulders down and back, opening through the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, left foot forward. Lower the back heel, strong right leg as you inhale, lift the chest, palms touch, gazing up. Pull the lower belly in. Exhale, bring the hands down, step back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Find your breath. Settle into the breath. 1, if you need to take child's pose, take child's pose. 2, 3, try to match the length of the inhales to the length of the exhales. 4, 5, inhale, walk the feet to the top, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale to Utkatasana. Bend the knees, sink the hips down, pull the lower belly in. Exhale, Samasthiti. How you doing? All right, we're gonna do it one more time. So if you need to take extra breaths, apart from what I'm cueing you, take the extra breaths. That's totally cool. The only thing that's important is that you're taking those breaths consciously. So you're consciously connecting the breath to a movement that you're doing. So if you need to take extra breaths in between the breaths that I'm saying, then go ahead and do that. It takes a lot of time to be able to build up the endurance, to be able to match the breaths that I'm counting. Yeah? Okay. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the chest, pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, half lift, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, find your plank. Inhale, strong plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. So here, if you can, you straightening the legs so much that they lift off the floor, thighs off the floor. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. That also takes you deeper into the back bend. Right foot forward, lower the back heel. Deep breath in, all the way up, palms touch. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, strong legs, relax the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, left side. Lower the back heel, strong right leg. Inhale, palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, strong plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Settle into the breath. One. What's so funny?
Tired.
She's tired. You can take a child's pose if you need to. Only if you really, really need to. Okay, she really needs to. 3. Steady breathing. 4. 5. If you're in child's pose, make your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, walk up to the top into half lift. Pull the lower belly in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees, lift the chest. Tuck the tailbone under, bend the knees, sink the hips down, down, down. Exhale, Samasthiti. Good, top of the mat, feet together. Padangusthasana, bring the feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, fold forward and catch the big toes with your middle finger and your pointer finger, wrap them around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Find your breath. 1. So if you can, you bend the elbows, move the shoulders away from the ears, relax the neck. 2. The knees can be bent or they can be straight. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, Padahastasana. So now you're going to bring the hands underneath the feet. So you're stepping on the hands and bringing the toes up towards the wrist crease on both feet. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Bend the knees if you need to. And if you can, you slowly start to straighten the legs, lengthening the hamstrings. So those muscles in the back of the legs. Tight hamstrings oftentimes is what gives us some pain in the lower back. So it's really good to lengthen the hamstrings as much as we can. Relax the neck. You're still breathing consciously in and out through the nose. Take one more breath. Inhale, look up and lengthen through the spine. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to the top. Release the hands. Samasthiti, top of the mat, feet together. Utthita Trikonasana. Inhale, you're going to step the right foot back. Right toes are facing the back of the mat. And left toes are in at 45 degrees. Arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand to your thigh and slide it down as much as you can. Good. Keeping the chest open. 1. If you can, you wrap the fingers around the big toes. 2, make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Strong legs. Remember the foundation we created in the beginning. 3, breathing. 4, 5, inhale, come up. Strong core, strong legs. Pivot the feet. Left toes pointing forward, top of the mat, and right toes in at 45 degrees. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the left leg and slide it down as much as you can. Find your edge. 1, pull the lower belly in. 2, good. You want to try to get the torso as much as you can over the left leg. 3, good. Opening. 4, breathing. 5, inhale, come up. Strong core, strong legs. Pivot around, face the back of the mat. So now this time you're going to make sure you're squaring the hips and the shoulders. So both shoulders and both hips are pointing towards the back of the mat. So orient yourself on your mat. Now we're going to do a twisting version of triangle pose. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the outside of the right foot. So this is where you can either use a block, put your hand on a block, or you can put your hand on the shin again. Good. Pressing down through the foot, pressing down through the left hand, opening through the chest, twisting through the spine. Good. 1, so left hand is down and right arm is up. 2, this often challenges our sense of where our body is in space. 3, we start to bring awareness to the body, awareness to where our bodies are in space. 4, it's hard. Keep grounding down to that back heel without losing your balance. 5, inhale, come up. Pivot around, face the front of the mat. Good. Before you go down, square the hips, square the shoulders. So both hips and both shoulders are pointing towards the front of the mat. Good. Exhale, right hand comes down to the outside of the left foot onto a block or onto the floor, or you can bring the right hand to the shin. 1, we're twisting from the upper spine, from the upper back. 2, so think about reaching the chest up towards the ceiling. 3, keeping the hips squared, find your breath. 4, 5, strong legs, come up, inhale. Exhale, Samasthiti. Parsvarottanasana, inhale, step the right foot back. Take a wider stance this time, right toes pointing towards the back of the mat, left toes in, exhale, bend into the right knee. Take a wider stance, take a wider stance. So when you want to be in a place where when you bend the right knee, your right knee is at a 90 degree, but the knee isn't passing the toes. Opening the hips, so we're opening up to the side. Good. Exhale, right hand comes down to the outside of the right foot, onto a block or onto the floor. Or another option is to bring the forearm to the top of the right thigh. Good. Inhale the left arm over your head, gazing at the left fingers. 1, bend into the right knee and make sure the right knee stays over the right ankle. 2, and press the right knee back towards the right arm. 4, keeping the chest open, spiraling the chest towards the ceiling. 5, inhale, come up. Switch the sides. Left toes pointing towards the front, stay on your mat. Right toes in at 45 degrees. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Good, don't be scared to use those quad muscles. Good, left hand comes down to the left, outside of the left foot, or forearm to the thigh. Right arm over your head, gazing at the right fingers. So allow this reaching of the right hand to create space all through the side of the right body, to the front of the right hip, pressing down through the right foot. So it's equal opposite directions, pressing down through the right foot, reaching with the left arm. Good. Pressing the left knee back towards the left arm. Take one more breath, pull the lower belly in. Inhale, slowly come up with control. Pivot around, face the back of the mat. Good. I'm going to face forward to show it to you from this perspective. You're going to come down to your left knee. And you're going to twist to the right. Bring the left elbow over to the right thigh, palms to heart center, and twist through the spine. 1, pull the lower belly in. So if you want to deepen the twist, you're going to move the palms towards the center of the chest, pressing further into the left elbow. 3, steady your breath. If you want to challenge the balance here, you can tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. 3, give it a try. 4, good, pressing down to the base of the big toe on the left foot, the right foot, I'm sorry. 5, inhale. Pivot around, face the other side. Come down to your right knee and find your twist. So create space through the torso. I like to reach this right arm up, so you're really creating space to twist the torso and go over across the right thigh, bringing the right elbow across the left thigh. Good, 1, pressing into the right elbow, moving the palms towards the center of the chest to deepen the twist. 3, find your breath, lift that back knee. 4, find your breath, opening through the chest, through the upper back. Good. 5, inhale, come out of it. Exhale, Samasthiti. Parsvarottanasana. Inhale, step the right foot back. Feet parallel to each other, hands to the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward, bring the hands to the mat. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. So if you can, your palms are flat on the mat. If they're not flat on the mat, then you can either bend the knees a little bit or you can widen the stance. 2, if the palms are flat, you can start to walk the hands back. 3, relax the neck. 4, strong legs. 5, inhale, straighten the arms, look up, hold it on the exhale. There's 4 postures here, but just to get through these postures a little bit faster so we can do more, I'm going to skip 2 of them. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back because we all need to stretch our shoulders. Inhale, straighten the arms if you can, as much as you can. Exhale, fold forward and moving the hands away from the hips. Good. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Allow gravity to take torso down. 1. Good. Good. 2. If you can, you shift the weight to the tops of the feet. 3, deep, steady breaths. You're interlacing the fingers. 4, good. Strong legs. 5, inhale, come up. Good. Exhaling at the top. And inhale to Samasthiti, top of the mat, feet together. All right, now we're going to move on to Parsvottanasana to finish the standing postures. Bring the hands into reverse prayer, or just bring the fists together, or grab onto opposite elbows. Inhale, step the right foot back, face the back of the mat, square the hips. Exhale, fold over the right leg, moving the right hip back, left hip forward. 1, lifting the elbows. 2, opening through the collarbone. 3, if you can, if the palms aren't buried, the palms are touching. Okay. 4, 5, inhale, come up. Pivot around, face the front of the mat. Exhale, fold over the left leg, moving the left hip back, right hip forward. Pull the lower belly in, strong legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, come up. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, balancing posture, Uttanasana Panakusasana. And face the front so they can see better. All right, so do you want to do the full version or the modified version? Modified. Okay, Alexa's going to show you the modified version, then I'm going to show you the more advanced version. Left hand to your hip. You're going to lift the right leg up, strong left leg. Inhale, strong core, pull the lower belly in, and lift the right leg. You can grab onto the outside of the knee, or you can grab onto the big toe. 1, if you're grabbing onto the big toe, you can slowly start to straighten the leg, keep the left leg strong. 2, 3, find something to gaze on, a drishti point. Something to settle the eyes on, something that's not moving. 5, exhale, bring the leg out to the side. Can be a little bit bent if it needs to, or it can be straight. 1, pull the lower belly in. 2, check in with the shoulders, relax the shoulders. 3, relax the muscles in the face. If you lose it, pick it back up. 4, breathing in and out through the nose. 5, inhale, bring it back to the front. And let go of the foot or the knee, both hands to the hips, straighten the right leg. 1, pull the lower belly in. 2, bring the shoulders over the hips. 3, 4, 5, exhale. Good. So 3 really important things in this posture, but in every posture that we do in yoga, is your drishti, your gazing point. So you're not looking all over the place and getting distracted. Your internal engagements. So pulling the lower belly, strong legs, the posture. And the last one is your breath. So steady breaths, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Okay, right hand to your hip, right leg is strong, pull the lower belly in. Inhale, pick up the right leg, grab onto the knee or grab onto the big toe. Inhale, straighten the leg if that's accessible. 1, Find your breath. 2, 3, 4. Just notice how you're coming in and out of that balance point, out of that center point. And notice what that center point feels like. Exhale, bring it out to the side. Keep the standing legs strong. 1.
It's a little close to you.
2, relax the shoulders, strong standing leg. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, find your center points. Exhale, let go of the foot, let go of the knee, point the toe. 1, relax the shoulders. 2, lift the leg a little higher. 3, 4, 5, exhale. Good. You're gonna shake it out? I need to. All right. One more balancing posture. Right leg into tree pose. Inhale. Externally rotating through the right hip. Bring the foot onto the calf or all the way up to the inner thigh. Palms to heart center. Find your drishti point. 1. If you know the lotus version of this, you can do that. 2. She's going to show you. 3. You can grab onto the foot with your left hand and wrap the right arm behind the back. 4. 5. Exhale, release. Good. Other side. Tree pose or find the lotus position if you're familiar with that. You can just be here. 1. Strong standing legs. Make sure you're not sinking into the right hip. You're pressing into the right foot, lifting through the pelvis, pulling in the lower belly. 3. Good. So she has the left arm wrapped behind the back, grabbing onto the right elbow. 4. 5. Exhale. Samasiti. Top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, arms over your head. Palms touch, gazing up. Exhale, fold forward hands to the mat. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step back into plank, strong plank. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower the knees if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right foot forward. Lower the back knee. Yeah, so we're just gonna take a pause here and do a little bit of a stretch. So you wanna stretch, we wanna stretch the front side of the left hip. So you're gonna bend into the right knee as much as it feels comfortable. As soon as you reach the limit in the front of the left hip, hold it there and find your breath. If you need to lessen this a little bit, you can move the left knee forward. If you need to deepen it, you move the left knee back. Yeah? And that'll increase the stretch in the front side of the left hip. So this is really good to stretch the psoas, the front side of the hips. It's the part of our body that gets really tight from sitting in chairs. Take a deep breath. And just sink into it. Notice the body starts to create more space to go a little bit deeper. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale, go a little bit deeper if you can. Good. Inhale, bring the hands back to the floor on either side of the foot. Step back into a plank. Inhale. Hold the plank here. We're going to hold it for 5 breaths. 1, strong legs, strong core. 2, spreading the shoulders away from each other. 3, 4, I know it's hard. Hold it. 5, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side, bring the left foot forward, lower the back right knee. Good, and bend the knee. Now we're stretching. We're also stretching the inside of the left hip. So the front of the right hip, inside of the left hip. Good, see if you can keep the shoulders relaxed. Good. Remember, if you make it less intense, you move the right knee forward. More intense, right knee back. Find your breath. Just focus on the breath here. Take one more breath, inhale. On your exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Find your edge. Good. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Inhale, find your plank. And yep, you guessed it, we're gonna hold it for 5 breaths. 1, strong legs, tuck the tailbone under. 2, strong core, shoulders away from the ears. 3, pressing the shoulders down, shoulder blades moving away from each other. So you're lifting up through the center part of the upper back. 4, deep breaths. If you're shaking, that's good. 5, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, now we're gonna jump through to seated. And Alexis is really good at this. So she's gonna show you and she's gonna break it down for you. You're gonna bring one foot forward, top of the foot. Good. And you're gonna bring the other foot forward, top of the foot, crossing the shins, and then lowering the hips and sending the legs through. Do that one more time. Yeah? And so the trick is, 3 tricks actually, lots of tricks, is to come to the top of the foot instead of the bottom of the foot. So point the toes. If you don't have that flexibility in the ankle, you can come to the outside edge of the foot. Another trick is to bring the foot as close as you can to the hands. And then the third trick is to cross the shins. Don't cross the ankles, don't cross the thighs, cross the shins. Lower the hips, send the legs through. Okay, Dandasana. Straighten the legs, flex the feet. If you're having a really hard time here, finding a straight spine, then sit on something. Sit on a bolster, on a cushion, on a pillow that'll elevate the hips and help you find that pelvic tilt to find a straighter spine. If not, bring the hands next to your hips, flex the feet, engage to the legs, lengthen through the spine, and bring the shoulders back and down, lift through the center of the chest, and drop the chin towards the chest. So that was a lot. Flex the feet, engage through the legs, find the sit bones, come on top of the sit bones to lengthen through the spine, shoulder blades moving back and down. Find your breath. 1, deep, slow, steady breathing. 2, keep the feet flexed. It is a really active posture. 4, 5, inhale, fold forward. You're gonna catch the big toes. If you can't quite reach the big toes, just catch the outsides of the legs. 1, keep the legs strong, keep the feet together, feet flexed. 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. Release the feet, slide the hands behind the hips. A little bit more, so about like 6 inches behind the hips. Fingertips facing forward. Point the feet. You're gonna keep the feet together, so keep internally rotating through the thighs. We're gonna come into a reverse plank position. Inhale, lift the hips up. 1, lift the hips. If you need to bend the knees and plant the feet, you can to a reverse tabletop. 2, wherever you are, lift the hips up. Lift the hips. 3, deep breaths. 4, legs are straight or legs are bent. 5, exhale, come down. Now we're going to take a vinyasa. So cross the shins. We're going to do the reverse of a jumping through. Cross the shins, tuck the feet underneath. Come over into a plank, roll over by rolling over the feet. Good, find your plank. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, find your jump through. If you can't jump through and that's just not happening for you, Alexa's going to do the jump through. You just come down to your knees, sit back onto your heels, and then come over to the side to send the legs forward. Good. We're going to do one more posture here. Bend the right knee, externally rotating through the right hip. Left leg is strong. Inhale, catch the left foot. Pull the lower belly in. Exhale, fold forward. Good. Keep rolling the right hip back and down. As you reach the chest and the torso, forward towards the left foot. 2, deep breaths. 3, pull the lower belly in. Find your breathing. 4, 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. Release the left foot. Straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Inhale, fold forward, catch the right foot. Exhale, fold. Come into the breath. 1, 2, stay there. Right leg is strong, flexing the right foot. 3, 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. Good, straighten the left knee. Now we're gonna take a vinyasa. If you have it in you, so you're gonna cross the shins, roll over the ankles, hands in front, find your plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, jump through to seated, or just make your way into a seated position. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna just close off the practice with some back bending. So lay down on your back. Good, almost done. Not done yet though, so don't get too comfortable. Bend the knees, plant the feet in front of your hips. Palms next to your hips. Good. Feet are hip width distance apart, and the feet are parallel to each other. Inhale, just lift the hips. Press into the feet. 1, good. 2, steady breathing. 3, if you want, you can interlace the fingers underneath the hips, shrugging the shoulders towards each other. 4, 5, release the hands, exhale, bring the hips back down to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times. Lift the hips up. 1, see if you can relax the glute muscles and use the strength of your legs to lift the hips up. 2, reaching the knees forward, creating more space to the front side of the body. 3, don't forget to breathe. 4, 5, exhale, come down. So if you want to do full wheel pose and that's part of your practice, you can go ahead and do that, but we'll do this 1 more time. Do you want to try it? I don't know if I have the energy, maybe. Try it, let's see. So do what we just did, or you can try doing full wheel pose. Bring the hands next to your ears, fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Keep the elbows in towards each other. So I only recommend if you've done this before with a teacher. If not, just do what we did before. Inhale, press into the hands, and come to the top of the head, or straighten the arms. Good, 1, deep breaths. 2, 3, feet parallel to each other, heels out, knees in. 4, elbows in. 5, exhale, come down. That was really good. Hug the knees, bring the knees into the chest. Good. And rock up to seated. Straighten the legs. Inhale, catch the feet. Exhale, fold forward. So this is just to release the spine after back bending. So this one can be a little bit more passive. 1, good. 2, 3, see if you can slow down the breath. 4, 5, inhale, look up. Exhale there. If you have it in you, take 1 more vinyasa and we'll meet in a seated position. Pace. Alexis is going to show you how to do it. Good. Come to a comfortable seated position. So face the front so you can make space for me. You can come onto a bolster. You can come on just straight onto the floor. Inhale, wrap the arms behind the back. Grab onto opposite elbows. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Forehead or chin towards the mat. It doesn't have to touch, but that's the direction you're moving in. 1, put a block here. 2, good. 3, 4, focus on the breath moving in and out through the nose. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, come up. Release the arms. Bring the wrists towards the knees, pointed towards the thumb. Straighten the arms, lengthen the spine, and tuck the chin. 1. Make these the most conscious breaths you'll take all day. 2. Watching the breath move in through the nose and out through the nose. 3, 4, 5, 6, slowing down the breath, deepening the breath. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release that. Good. Before we do our last posture, Instagram Live, I think, is about to kick me off. So if we do get kicked off, just find Shavasana and stay there as long as you need to. So you just lie on your back and you take a final resting pose. We're almost done, but just in case I lose you before then. So one last posture we're going to do is Uputihi. The box, you can use the box. So you're going to bring, if you're in full lotus, stay in full lotus. If not, you're going to cross the shins and bring the knees as close as you can to the chest. Your hands are going to go on the floor in front of the hips. So midway through your thighs, that's where your hands go, in front of the hips. Okay, now we're going to lift up. So you're going to shift the weight forward, bring the weight into your hands so your shoulders come forward a little bit. And you're going to press down through the hands, down through the shoulders to lift the hips. 1, lift up. You can use blocks if you want to. 2, that gives you a little bit more space to lift up. 3, shoulders forward, hips back. Don't come down. 5, look forward a little bit. 6, keep lifting up. 7, see if you can lift the feet. 8, lift up, 9, and 10. Exhale. Good. Okay. Take one final vinyasa. If you have it in you, if not, just go straight into Shavasana, final resting pose, lying down on your back. So take one more vinyasa. So everybody can see your beautiful vinyasa. Into plank, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, jump through to seated. Lie down on your back. Good. Palms facing up, moving away from your body. Bring the feet away from each other a little bit. Just relax the feet. They'll probably flop out to the side. Close the eyes. Okay. And relax the whole body. So we're not controlling the breath anymore. Just let the breath be natural. Let the breath spontaneously move in and out through the nose while you continue to observe the breath. So observing the natural breath in through the nose and out through the nose. It'll be a really subtle movement, tuning into that subtlety of the breath. To relax the whole body. the toes, up through the calves, through the thighs. Feel the weights of both legs sinking into the mat. And the hips sinking down through the pelvis. Relaxing through the torso, through the lower back, through the middle back, the upper back, through the rib cage. Relaxing the shoulders. And down through the arms, into the fingertips, into the hands. Feeling that tingling and vibration in the palms of the hands, moving through the hands. Relaxing through the neck and the head and the skull. And all the muscles in the face, the jaw, the eyelids, the eyebrows, the temples, and the space between the eyebrows. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Slowly start to wake up the body. If you want to stay here longer, you can. Taking small movements with the toes, with the head. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Bring the knees into the chest. And coming over to the right side of the body. And whenever you're ready, slowly make your way back up to seated. Come to a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to the knees. Close the eyes. Just settle here for a moment. Settle into the breath, into the body one last time before you pick yourself up and go on with the rest of your day and start interacting with the external world. One last time, tune into your internal world, using the breath. Just taking note of how your body feels, how the mind is right now, noticing the residue of the practice of yoga. Coming into that space. Bring the palms to the heart center. We'll finish with an Om. You can join or you can just listen. Inhale through the nose. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining me in real life. And thank you for joining me virtually. I'm happy we can still connect. During these times, we have to stay at home. It's so nice to be able to connect and do yoga together. I'll probably be doing this again tomorrow, either at 8 or at 9, I'm not sure. So if you have a preference, let me know. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. I did include my Venmo and PayPal details at the bottom. It's totally optional. You don't have to donate. But if you feel like donating, you can give something through Venmo or through PayPal. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And let me know if you have any feedback, any things that you wish I would have focused on, or anything that you would like me to touch upon. If you have any questions, I can get to it in the next class, or we can just talk about it personally through Instagram or through email, through text, or whatever. Let me know. Thank you. Have a good day. Do you have anything to say? No? Okay. Bye.